Don Beatty, Golf 3 Bravo Juliet, discussed the very different amateur radio environment of 1924 and the history of events of October that year, when the first two-way trans-global radio communication between the UK and New Zealand took place. The centenary celebration is just one of a range of activities that have included Radcom articles and a reenactment of the contact at Mill Hill School. In his presentation on using AI to write simple amateur radio applications, RSGB Board Chair Dr. Stuart Bryant, Golf 3 Yankee Sierra X-Ray, looks at how AI software can improve our productivity and how it can enable more people to write effective software. This presentation is being released separately as part of our focus on encouraging coding and programming activities among the amateur radio community. You can find a range of coding resources on our website at rsgb.org/coding. And to watch both presentations, just go to our YouTube channel and choose the RSGB 2024 convention playlist. The final RSGB Tonight at 8 webinar of 2024 is on Monday the 2nd of December. The presentation by Tim here, Golf 5 Tango Mike, will focus on the various HF antennas available for portable operating. He'll also look at how to use a basic modelling software to reveal the choices that you have at your disposal. Tim's ethos when working portable is a simple 5 minutes from arrival to operating and no more. Tim is also the editor of Radcom Basics, and he'll refer to its content that will help radio amateurs who want to try portable operating. You can watch the webinar live on our YouTube channel or on the special BATC channel, and you can also ask questions via the live chat. To find out more, go to our website at rsgb.org/webinars. Youngsters on the Air month is just 1 week away. Our call sign Golf Bravo 24 YOTA will be active throughout the month, and that will be hosted by a range of groups, clubs and individuals. Marlborough Scout Group will be the first team of youngsters to operate, and they'll be on the air before midday on Sunday the 1st of December and again after 6 p.m. that same day. Also operating the special call sign next Sunday will be the Cambridge University Wireless Society, and they'll host the call sign between 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. Now remember to listen out and have a QSO with a young radio amateur on the air. You've still got time to get involved. Go to qrz.com, and once you're there, look for the call sign Golf Bravo 24 Yankee Oscar Tango Alpha, that's GB24 YOTA, and once you're there you can check availability, and if you spot a slot that you'd like to operate on, email Jamie, Mike 0 Sierra Delta Victor. His email address is YOTA, that's Yankee Oscar Tango Alpha .month, that's Mike Oscar November Tango Hotel at rsgb.org.uk, and you can register your interest with him. The RSGB VHF Contest Committee is planning the rules for the 2025 VHF contests, and following some discussion at the RSGB convention, the committee members have some questions on which they would appreciate feedback from contestants, with particular topics focused around VHF Field Day and the Backpackers events. You can find the survey online at tinyurl.com/VHFCC 2025. That's Victor Hotel Foxtrot Charlie Charlie 2025. And just a note that the feedback form will close on Friday the 6th of December. U3A is the University of the Third Age. Members of Wokingham U3A Amateur Radio Group have a new club call sign, which is Golf 5 Uniform Tango Alpha. The group operated the call sign for the first time during the National U3A Week in September, and Golf 5 Uniform Tango Alpha can be used by any U3A member with a full license in support of a U3A event or demonstration. You can read more about the new call sign and how to get authorization to use it in the January 2025 edition of Radcom. To find out more about amateur radio as a subject area within U3A, you can contact its new subject advisor, that's Paul, Golf 0 November Delta November. Contact him through the U3A website at tinyurl.com/U3A subjects. That's all one string there. That's Uniform 3 Alpha, Sierra Uniform Bravo, Juliet Echo Charlie Tango Sierra. Now news that the historic VLF transmitter at Grimeton radio station in Sweden will celebrate 100 years since it went into commercial operation. The unique Alexanderson alternator operates with the call sign SAQ, that's Sierra Alpha Quebec. And to mark the centenary, a special transmission will take place at 1000 UTC on Sunday the 1st of December using Morse code on 17.2 kilohertz. They'll live stream the event on their YouTube channel using the handle at Alexander SAQ, and you can find more about the event at the event website, which is Alexander, that's Alpha Lima Echo X-ray Alpha November Delta Echo Romeo .N for November .SE, that's Sierra Echo. And now we have details of rallies and events. The Isle of Man Amateur Radio Society dinner is at Craignabar, and that's being held on Friday the 29th of November. Tickets are £25, and for more information including details of the menu and how to book, you can visit the club's website, which is India Oscar Mike Alpha Romeo Sierra .India Mike. That's IOMARS.IM. The Wiltshire Radio Winter Rally is on Sunday the 1st of December at Kington Langley Village Hall, and that's in Kington Langley, which is just off junction 17 of the M4. Doors open at 9 AM and close at 1 PM. Admission is £3, and if you want an indoor table, that will cost £10. Car boot pitches are £10 for car-sized pitches and £15 for van-sized pitches. There are hot and cold refreshments available on site, and for more information you can email chairman at Chippenham Radio, that's all one word, chippenhamradio.club. The Mid-Devon Amateur Radio and Electronics Fair is on Sunday the 8th of December at the Winkley Sports and Recreation Centre. Doors open from 9 AM to 1 PM. Entry is £3, and there's no charge for partners or under 16s. There's free car parking and Wi-Fi available on site, as well as hot food and refreshments. And the cost for traders is £5 per 6 foot of frontage, with tables supplied. And it is advised that you book in advance. If you need mains electricity, that's also available. You just have to ask for it. Traders, please book as soon as possible. And for more information you can contact Phil, Golf 6 Delta Lima Juliet. Phil's phone number is 07990 563147, or you can email Whiskey Romeo Golf 2024 at hotmail.com. That's WRG2024 at hotmail.com. And now we have the special event news. Special event call sign 9 Yankee 20 Tango Alpha Tango Tango is active until the 29th of November 2024. They're celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Telecommunications Authority of Trinidad and Tobago in partnership with the Trinidad and Tobago Amateur Radio Society. All amateurs are invited to make contact, and they have a limited edition QSL card, and if you make at least 5 unique contacts you can apply for a certificate. To find out more, visit the event website, which is at 9 Yankee 20 Tango Alpha .Tango Tango. Celebrating the 100th anniversary of the formation of Radio Beograd in 1924, members of the Belgrade Amateur Radio Club, Yankee Uniform 1 Alpha November Oscar in Serbia, are active as Yankee Tango 100 Romeo Bravo and Yankee Uniform 1924 Romeo Bravo, and they'll be active until the 30th of November. If you contact them, you'll be eligible to apply for a certificate. For full details, visit their website, which is Yankee Uniform 1 Alpha November Oscar Oscar Romeo Golf. Oscar Romeo 100 Lima Golf Echo is the special call sign of the Liège Radio Club, Oscar November 5 Victor Lima, and they're celebrating their 100th anniversary also. The station is active until the end of the year on 160 to 6 meters using Morse code, SSB, FT8 and FT4. You can QSL via Logbook of the World, EQSL, or via Oscar November 6 Yankee Hotel, and contacts will be uploaded to Club Log. The Humber Fortress DX Amateur Radio Club will again run special call sign Golf Bravo 0 Mike Charlie between the 1st and 26th of December. The MC in the call sign stands for Merry Christmas, and the club would like to invite everyone to call in and give them a hearty ho 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 and tell them what radio equipment you would like from Santa this year. And the club will also be live streaming on its YouTube channel. Well, now we have the DX news. Hotel Charlie 5 Charlie Whiskey and Hotel Charlie 2 Alpha Papa are active as Hotel Charlie 5 Charlie Whiskey /8 and Hotel Delta 8 Charlie Whiskey. They're operating from San Cristobal Island in the Galapagos Islands, and they'll be active until the 28th of November. And their IOTA reference is Sierra Alpha 004. They'll be operating on the HF bands using Morse code, SSB and FT8, and you can QSL via Mike 0 Oscar X-Ray Oscar or OQRS. The Fox Whiskey 7 Alpha Alpha team is active from Wallace Island until the 29th of November. The IOTA reference is Oscar Charlie 054, and they'll be operating on the HF bands. You can QSL via Whiskey 7 Yankee Alpha Quebec, Logbook of the World or Club Log OQRS. The 9 Lima 5 Alpha team, who are members of the Foxtrot 6 Kilo Oscar Papa Club, will be active from Sierra Leone between the 27th of November and the 8th of December. They'll operate on the 160 to 6 meter bands and QO 100. You can QSL via Foxtrot 5 Golf Sierra Juliet, that's Foxtrot 5 Golf Sierra Juliet, also Logbook of the World or Club Logs OQRS. Well, now we move across to the contest news. The CQ Worldwide DX-CW contest started at 0000 UTC on Saturday the 23rd of November and ends at 23:59 UTC today the 24th of November. Using Morse code on the 160 to 10 meter bands where contests are allowed, the exchange is Signal Report and CQ Zone. And the UK is in Zone 14, that's 1-4. On Tuesday, the 26th of November, the RSGB SHF UK Activity Contest runs from 19:30 to 22:30 UTC. Using all modes on the 13 cm, 9 cm, 6 cm and 3 cm bands, the exchange is Signal Report, Serial Number and Locator. Then on Wednesday the 27th of November, the UK and Ireland Contest Club's 80 metre contest will run from 2000 to 2100 UTC. Using Morse code on the 80 metre band, the exchange is your 6-character locator. And finally on the 28th of November, it's the RSGB's 80 metre Autumn Series Morse code contest, and that runs from 2000 to 2130 UTC. Using Morse code on the 80 metre band only, the exchange is Signal Report and Serial Number. Well, now we move to the HF Radio Propagation Report, and this was compiled by Golf 0 Kilo Yankee Alpha, Golf 3 Yankee Lima Alpha and Golf 4 Bravo Alpha Oscar on Thursday the 21st of November. We've had another week of relatively calm geomagnetic conditions. The solar flux index has been in the 160s, and despite having 14 M-class solar flares over 7 days, we haven't had any coronal mass ejections to contend with. As a result, the daytime maximum usable frequency, or MUF, over 3,000 kilometers has been high, reaching more than 35 megahertz at times. The MUF declines after sunset, as expected, settling at about 12 to 13 megahertz, and that means that the only HF band open to DX at night has been the 10 megahertz or 30 megahertz or 30 meter band. And DX this week has included the 3 Delta 2 Yankee Pacific DXpedition in Rotuma. They've been heard in Europe on 20 meters, 15 meters and 17 meters CW. Echo 51 Sierra Golf Charlie in Rarotonga on the Cook Islands has also been heard on many HF bands, but they'll be leaving the islands today, the 24th of November. But the good news is that the team, consisting of Stan, Lima Zulu 1 Golf Charlie, and Ted, Lima Zulu 5 Quebec Zulu, will be moving to Tonga, and they'll be operating as Alpha 35 Golf Charlie from the 25th of November, that's tomorrow, until the 7th of December. Durban, Papa Golf 5 Mike is active on the Falkland Islands as Victor Papa 8 Golf, and he's been heard on 20 meters, 15 meters and 10 meters Morse code, and he'll be there until the 25th of November, so you need to get in soon, and some of you have. Well done. Next week, NOAA predicts that the SFI may rise to the mid-250s again. Geomagnetic conditions are predicted to be good, although do keep an eye on solarham.com for updates. And remember that it's the CQ Worldwide CW contest this week, or weekend, which should bring a lot of DX to the HF bands. And now we have the VHF and up propagation news, and this comes from Golf 3 Yankee Lima Alpha and Golf 4 Bravo Alpha Oscar. Well, the weather is now in an unsettled phase, with areas of low pressure bringing alternating mild wet and windy weather interspersed with colder, brighter and breezy showery weather. This raises a couple of radio-related points. One is that we will see some very strong and potentially damaging winds in some areas, so you do need to check daily forecasts and make sure your mast guys are secure. And secondly, the weather means that there's no high-pressure tropo. Rain and snow scatter may be worth checking on the gigahertz bands in such unsettled weather. Meanwhile, meteor scatter is worthy of greater attention, as next week's lists of showers includes the small Alpha Monocerotids shower and the tail end of the big Leonids shower. This introduces another interesting point in that it's widely accepted that meteors help to trigger sporadic E. Despite being out of season in the traditional sense, the prevalence of stronger jet streams in unsettled weather makes the next week a possible watch period for sporadic E. And if you're curious about what these may look like, check out the propquest.co.uk website and look for the Near Vertical Incident Skywave, or NVIS tab, for Wednesday the 20th of November. And there you'll see that during two events in the middle of the day and the evening, the critical frequencies of the sporadic E layer reached values of nearly 10 megahertz, and that could give 4 meter propagation on a good day. You'll see the sporadic E blog tab upper air charts also show a jet stream of greater than 100 knots. For moon bounce or EME operators, the moon has passed peak declination, so moon availability and peak elevation will be falling. Path losses are high and rising towards apogee on Tuesday the 26th, and 144 MHz sky noise is low all week. And that's all from the propagation team this week. This is Golf Bravo 2 Romeo Sierra, the news broadcasting service of the Radio Society of Great Britain, being brought to you by amateur radio station Golf 4 Juliet Bravo Delta in Meppershall, Bedfordshire. Well, we now move to the local news and start off with news for the Midlands. Meetings of the Bolsover Amateur Radio Society take place every other Tuesday, starting at 8 p.m. at the Bainbridge Hall, Bolsover, and the postcode for your sat-nav is Sierra 446 Papa X-Ray. The next meeting will be on Tuesday the 3rd of December, and you can find more information and reminders for meetings on the Society's Facebook page, which is at Bolsover ARS. Bromsgrove and District Amateur Radio Club meet every Friday from 8 p.m, and members also have a regular coffee morning on Wednesdays in the club shack from 10:30 a.m. On Monday and Wednesday evenings they have nets on 145.375 MHz from 7:30 p.m. The Burton Amateur Radio Club has a club night every Wednesday. That's held at the Barley Mow from 7:30 p.m. And they also hold a very informal and open net on Thursday evenings from 8 p.m. and on Sundays from 10 a.m. around 145.575 MHz FM. Central Radio Amateur Circle has a net on 145.575 MHz from 7:30 p.m. every Tuesday, and on Thursdays they have a club meeting via Google Meets. On Saturday the 30th of November they'll have a group meeting and foundation course enrolment at Bloxwich Memorial Club. And you can visit their website for more information. The web address is Charlie Romeo Alpha Charlie Romeo Alpha Delta India Oscar.com. That's CRACRADIO.com. CRACradio.com. Cheltenham Amateur Radio Association will hold its AGM on Thursday the 12th of December, and just to note that details for December were incorrectly shown in December's Radcom. They have daily nets on 145.400 MHz at 8:10 a.m. and the Friday net is through Golf Bravo 3 Golf Hotel or Golf Bravo 3 Romeo Charlie from 8 p.m. And for more information you can visit their website, which is Golf 5 Bravo Kilo .Uniform Kilo. The Dudley and District Amateur Radio Society meet every Tuesday from 6 to 10 p.m. at the Wrighton Mill, which is on 59 Vale Street in Upper Gornal, Dudley, and the postcode is Delta Yankee 3 X-Ray Foxtrot. On Monday the 25th of November, the Gloucester Amateur Radio and Electronic Society will have an FPGA digital signal processing talk. That will be presented by Steve, Golf 4 Hotel Foxtrot Tango, and that will be at the Down Hatherley Village Hall. They also have an informal net every day on 145.475 MHz at 3:30 p.m. Then on Wednesday they have a net from 7:30 p.m. on 145.475, and on Thursday there's another net from 7:30 p.m. on 145.475, which then moves to 80 meters SSB later on. On Friday they have a net on 432.220 MHz SSB from 7:30 p.m. Kettering and District Amateur Radio Society has a breakfast meeting from 10 a.m. on Sundays, and on Tuesday there's a club meeting from 7 p.m. The Society's net is on Thursdays, and that's to be found on 145.300 MHz from 7 p.m. On Monday the 25th of November, Leicester Radio Society will host a talk on the subject of basic satellite operation. That's being presented by Tim Kirby, Golf Whiskey 4 Victor X-Ray Echo, and will be hosted at its club rooms and via Zoom from 7:30 p.m. You can find full details if you contact Sandra, Golf 0 Mike Charlie Victor. Sandra's phone number is 07930 274-044. And there's also, by the way, a club meeting from 10 a.m. on Thursday. And the Zoom link, if you want to join in by Zoom, can be found on the club's website. The URL for that is golf3 Lima Romeo Sierra.org.uk. The Lincoln Shortwave Club is meeting at the BSA Village Hall from 7:30 p.m. this coming Wednesday, and from 9 a.m. on Saturday. On Thursday they'll have a net through Golf Bravo 3 Lima Sierra, or if that's busy they'll move to 145.350 MHz. And for more information you can have a look at their club website, which is golf5foxtrotzulu.co.uk. On Tuesday, Loughborough and District Amateur Radio Club will hold their AGM, which will start at 8 p.m. And for more information, have a look at their website, which is Radio Club, that's all one word, radioclub.org.uk. On Tuesday the 26th of November, the Malvern Hills Radio Amateurs Club has an informal meeting, and on Wednesday the 27th they have a net on 145.350 MHz FM from 8 p.m. On Monday, Nunsfield House Amateur Radio Group will have a shack night and club net on 145.300 MHz starting at 8 p.m. Then on Friday they'll be having a surplus sale. On Thursday, Salop Amateur Radio Society will have a natter evening at 8 p.m, which will include shack operating. And for more information, visit their website, which is salopradiosociety, all one word, .org. On Monday, RAF Waddington Amateur Radio Club will have their club net on 145.325 MHz from 7:30 p.m, and they'll have a club meeting on Friday, which is being held at the Pie Wipe, and that starts from 8 p.m. And you can visit their website, which is Golf 0 Romeo Alpha Foxtrot.co.uk. Rugby Amateur Transmitting Society has weekday nets at 8:30 a.m. on 144.275 MHz USB. They also have training and practice Morse code nets on Monday and Friday at 4:30 p.m. on 144.275 MHz, starting off with upper sideband and then moving across to Morse code. On Thursday, Solihull Amateur Radio Society has its club net on the 2-metre band from 8 p.m, and their website is Solihull Radio Club, all one word, .co.uk. On Sundays, South Birmingham Radio Society has activities in the attic with Bob, Roger and others, and on Fridays they have activities in the shack. Visitors are welcome to attend the Society's coffee morning, which starts at 11 a.m. on Tuesdays. Also on Tuesday, South Derbyshire and Ashby Wolds Amateur Radio Group has a net on 144.225 MHz SSB from 7 p.m. Then on Wednesday they'll have a club evening from 7 p.m. And on Friday, also at 7 p.m, they'll have a club net on 70.425 MHz. On Tuesday, Stafford and District Amateur Radio Society has a net on 145.375 MHz from 8 p.m. On Wednesday, they have a club meeting, project construction and a club net. Then on Friday, members meet at the Wildwood Community Centre from 8 p.m. And for more information, visit their club website, which is Golf 3 Sierra Bravo Lima.org.uk. On Monday, Stourbridge and District Amateur Radio Society will be on the air from Norton Community Centre from 8 p.m. And for more information, have a look at their website, which is Golf 6 Oscar India.org.uk. On Monday, the Sutton Coldfield Amateur Radio Society will have a club meeting at the Pavilion. That's on 9 Openfield Croft in Water Orton, Birmingham, and that starts at 8 p.m. On Wednesday, Telford and District Amateur Radio Society will have a talk from Hans Summers, and for more information you can visit their website, which is Tango Delta Alpha Romeo Sierra.org.uk. Wolverhampton Amateur Radio Society meet every Wednesday from 7:30 p.m. at the Wednesfield and Wood End British Legion. On Sundays they have a net around 145.350 MHz from 8 p.m. and you can find more information on the club on their website, which is Wolverhampton ARS, that's all one word, wolverhamptonars.co.uk, or on social media have a look at @WolvesARS. On Sundays, Withell Radio Club meet at the Withell House Bar from 7:30 p.m. Well, that's all for the Midlands. We now move down and right a bit for news from the South East and East Anglia. And we start off with news for Banbury Amateur Radio Society, who have a net most evenings on 144.5125 MHz FM. Their club nights are on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. And for more information you can visit their website, which is Banbury ARES, that's all one word, banburyares.co.uk. On Wednesday, Bishop Stortford Amateur Radio Society has its net from 8 p.m. on 144.5625 MHz, and their website is Bravo Sierra Alpha Romeo Sierra.org. On Thursday, the Bittern DX Group has a meeting at the Spread Eagle pub, that's in Erpingham, and the postcode for your sat-nav is November Romeo 117 Quebec Alpha. On Sundays, Bracknell Amateur Radio Club will have its net through Golf Bravo 3 Bravo November from 5 p.m. and through Golf Bravo 3 Alpha Lima from 5:30 p.m. Excuse me. On Wednesday, the club has a net on 145.375 MHz FM from 8 p.m. And next we have news for Braintree and District Amateur Radio Society. They have an evening meeting on Tuesday in the clubhouse and on Zoom from 8 p.m. and all amateurs are welcome to join in. On Saturday the 7th of December, the Breed Stream Amateur Radio Society will have a club meeting. For more information, visit their website, which is Bravo Sierra Alpha Romeo Sierra.co.uk. The Bredhurst Receiving and Transmitting Society meet in its shack every Wednesday from 7 p.m. and they also have a net through Golf Bravo 3 Delta Alpha on Thursdays. You can find more on their website, which is Bravo Romeo Alpha Tango Sierra Quebec Tango Hotel.org / Bravo Romeo Alpha Tango Sierra / homepage. On Tuesday, the Bromley and District Amateur Radio Society have a meeting starting at 7:30 p.m. on data modes, and on Wednesday the club has a net starting on 145.500 MHz from 9 p.m. For more information, you can visit their website, which is Bravo Delta Alpha Romeo Sierra.wordpress.com. The Burnham Beeches Radio Club has its net from 10:30 a.m. on Sundays, starting on 145.500 MHz before moving to 145.275. On Saturday, they have a net on 7.063 MHz from 4:30 p.m. The Bury St Edmunds Amateur Radio Society meet at the Ruffham Tower Museum on the third Wednesday of each month. It's a small but very active club, and they have club nets every day of the week except Sunday. You can find details on their website, which is Bravo Sierra Echo Alpha Romeo Sierra.co.uk, and the club's general chat frequencies are 144.7375 MHz FM and 433.400 MHz FM. On Sundays, Chelmsford Amateur Radio Society has a Morse code net on 144.060 MHz from 8 p.m. Then on Monday they have a Morse net on 3542 kHz from 7:30 p.m. and that's followed at 8:15 p.m. by Golf Bravo 2 Charlie Whiskey slow Morse transmissions on 3555 kHz. On Tuesday they have a club open net on 80 meters, that's on 3756 kHz, starting at 8 p.m. And on Thursday there'll be Morse code classes, this time via Skype, from 7 p.m. And to find out more, you can visit their website, which is golf0mikewhiskeytango.org.uk. On Tuesday, the Chelsea Pensioners Radio Club has a net on 145.375 MHz from 2 p.m. On Sunday, Colchester Radio Amateurs Club has an open net on 28.350 MHz from 7 p.m. and on Tuesday they have open nets on 433.400 MHz at 7 p.m. and 1.920 MHz from 8 p.m. Then on Wednesday they have an open net around 145.350 MHz from 7 p.m. On Thursday they have an open net on 3.685 MHz from 7 p.m. and on Friday they have an open DX net on 14.125 MHz with help on 145.350 MHz starting at 2:30 p.m. On Sundays, the Coulsdon Amateur Transmitting Society has nets on 145.400 MHz from 11 AM and on 3.700 MHz from 5 PM. Then on Wednesday, they have a net at 9 PM on 70.425 MHz. Crawley Amateur Radio Club meet from 11 AM on Sundays, 8 PM on Wednesdays and 2 PM on Fridays. They meet at Hut 18, that's on Tilgate Drive in Crawley, and the postcode is Romeo Hotel 105 Hotel Whiskey. And for more information, contact Stuart, Golf 3 Yankee Sierra X-Ray. His number is 0772 006 8493. Cray Valley Radio Society is to be found at the Scout headquarters at the rear of 61 to 71 Southend Crescent in Eltham, London, and the postcode is Sierra Echo 92 Sierra Delta. The Society's 2 metre and 4 metre FM nets are on 144.350 MHz and 70.425 MHz. The 2 metre net is on Sundays at 10 AM and the 4 metre net is on Fridays at 8 PM. They have a top band SSB net which moves to AM on Mondays, the first Monday of each month I should say, around 1.905 MHz at 8 PM. And the club's website is Charlie Victor Romeo Sierra.org. On Wednesdays, the Crystal Palace Radio and Electronics Club have their net on 145.525 MHz from 8 PM. And on Saturdays, the club has a net on 51.550 MHz FM from 8 PM. And to find out more, go to their website, which is Charlie Papa Romeo Echo Charlie.org. On Sundays, Darenth Valley Radio Society has a net on 145.475 MHz at 8 AM. The Dorking and District Radio Society has a net each day from Monday to Saturday on 144.775 MHz FM at 10 AM. Essex Ham has a net on Monday through Golf Bravo 3 Delta Alpha from 8 PM with chat room and audio feed at essexham.net. On Sundays, Felixstowe and District Amateur Radio Society have a net on 145.400 MHz from 10 AM. Then on Wednesday, they have a net through Golf Bravo 3 India Hotel from 7:30 PM. On Tuesday, members of the Harlow and District Amateur Radio Society will have a technical meeting from 10 AM. Then on Wednesday, they get together on 145.425 MHz from 7:30 PM. On Thursday, they'll have a digital net on the XLX215 reflector. And on Friday, the Society will meet from 8 PM and visitors are welcome to attend. Hastings Electronics and Radio Club hold a daily net on the Golf Bravo 3 Echo Sierra repeater at 10 AM. They have a Morse code net on Monday nights at 8 PM on 144.575 MHz. The Morse net is aimed at anyone new to Morse code or anyone who wishes to brush up on their Morse skills, and non-members are welcome to take part. The net is then followed by general conversation. Then on Wednesdays, usually around 1 PM, members meet up at various locations in the area for an afternoon of portable radio on the air, using both HF and VHF with SSB, Morse code or FM. And non-members again are welcome to attend. The details do vary each week, so it's a good idea to visit the club's website on Wednesday mornings to view up-to-date information about the location and time of the next get-together. And the club website is hastings-electronics-radio-club.com. On Monday the 25th of November, the Hogs Back Amateur Radio Club will hold a junk sale. On Tuesday, Horndean and District Amateur Radio Club has a Morse code net at 9 AM around 1950 kHz, then moving to SSB at 9:30 AM. They have another net on Wednesday around 1950 kHz using SSB, and that starts at 7:30 PM. For more information, you can visit their website, which is Hotel Delta Alpha Romeo Charlie.co.uk. On Sundays, the Isle of Wight Radio Society has a net through Golf Bravo 7 Papa Oscar and Golf Bravo 7 Mike Tango from 8 p.m. They also have a net from Monday to Friday through Golf Bravo 3 India Whiskey from 6:15 a.m. On Tuesday, the Society takes part in the Bramble Net through GB2RS from 7:30 p.m. and on Thursday they have another net through GB2RS followed by a Zoom meeting from 8 p.m. Then on Friday, members meet at Haylands Farm in Ryde, and foundation and intermediate licence training is available at those meetings. And for more details, you can visit their website, which is India Oscar Whiskey Romeo Sierra.org. Loughton and Epping Forest Amateur Radio Society has a net on Wednesday from 8 p.m. on Brandmeister DMR Talk Group 23511. Then on Thursday they have a net from 8 p.m. on 144.725 MHz FM, and on Friday they meet at All Saints House at 8 p.m. and we'll be having a tabletop sale. For more details you can email David Priest, Mike 0 Victor India Delta. His email address is secretary@Lima Echo Foxtrot Alpha Romeo Sierra.org.uk. Lowestoft District and Pye Amateur Radio Club have a net on Sundays on 433.575 MHz from 7 p.m. and on Tuesday they meet at 7 p.m. on 145.475, and the club meets on Thursdays from 7:30 p.m. And the final net of the week is on Friday. That's on 51.490 MHz from 7 p.m. The Martello Tower Group has a net night every Monday evening at 8 p.m. through Golf Bravo 3 Charlie Lima, and on Sundays the group has a net through Golf Bravo 3 Charlie Echo from 8 p.m. And for more information go to their website, which is Martello Tower Group, that's all one word, martellotowergroup.com. Medway Amateur Receiving and Transmitting Society nets take place each weekday from 9:30 a.m. on 144.650 MHz. Then on Friday, members will meet at Tunbury Hall, that's on Catkin Close, from 7:30 p.m. The Mid Sussex Amateur Radio Society meet every other Friday at the Millfield Suite in Cypress Hall, Burgess Hill, at 7:30 p.m. And for more information you can visit their club website, which is midsussexars, all one word, .org.uk. On Monday, Milton Keynes Amateur Radio Society will hold a TCXO Club Project Part 3, and on Friday they'll meet via Zoom for coffee and chat from 10:30 a.m. For more information have a look at their website, which is Mike Kilo Alpha Romeo Sierra.org.uk. The Norfolk Amateur Radio Club have their net through Golf Bravo 3 November Bravo every Monday from 7:30 p.m, followed by a Morse code net on 3.543 MHz at 8:30 p.m. On Thursday the 28th of November, the Reading and District Amateur Radio Club will celebrate 90 years of RAD-ARC in pictures, and that will be presented by Vin Robinson, Golf 4 Juliet Tango Romeo. For more information on that you can contact Tom, Mike 0 Lima Tango Echo. His email address is tom@Mike0LimaTangoEcho.uk. On Thursday, the 28th of November, this coming Thursday, at 8 p.m, Shefford and District Radio Society will hold a bumper equipment sale. You can see some of the higher value items on the club's website, which is Sierra Alpha, Delta Alpha, Romeo Sierra.co.uk, and you can also find directions to the clubhouse there. They're located about 10 miles south of Bedford, and by the way, there's also a very good fish and chip shop next door, so you can treat yourself to a meal while you're there. On Wednesday, Southdown Amateur Radio Society is having a cafe meeting at 12:15 p.m, and this will be followed by a net through Golf Bravo 3 Zulu X-Ray from 2 p.m. For more information have a look at the club website, which is Sierra Alpha Romeo Sierra.club. Stevenage and District Amateur Radio Society meet every Tuesday from 7:30 p.m. at the Stevenage Resource Centre. That's on Chells Way in Stevenage, and the postcode is Sierra Golf 20 Lima Tango. Free tea, coffee and biscuits are available for everyone attending, and a net is held on Friday evenings on 80 metres close to 3726 kilohertz. They also have a VHF net, usually on the last Friday of each month from 8 p.m. on 145.450 MHz. The club uses the call sign Golf 3 Sierra Alpha Delta, and everyone's welcome to join in regardless of club membership. You can find more information on the club's website, which is Sierra Alpha Delta Alpha Romeo Sierra.com. On Sundays, the Surrey Radio Contact Club has a net on 1.905 MHz at 9:30 a.m. Then on Monday they have a net on 3.710 MHz from 9 a.m. On Tuesday the net is on 51.550 MHz at 8 p.m. Wednesday's net is on 28.078 MHz JS8 from 10 a.m. Thursday's net is on 70.300 MHz from 8 p.m. and Friday is on D-Star on 144.6125 MHz from 7:30 p.m. and on FM on 145.350 MHz from 8 p.m. The West Kent Amateur Radio Society has regular weekly nets, and you can find details of these and other club information on their website, which is Whiskey Kilo Alpha Romeo Sierra.org.uk. On Monday the 9th of December the Society will have their Christmas party with a quiz put together by Dave, Golf for Oscar Tango Victor, with food provided by club members. On Friday the Whitton Amateur Radio Group will have a club night including HF and VHF operating, and for more information you can visit the club website, which is Whiskey Alpha Romeo Golf.dreamhosters.com. Well, that's all for this week's GB2RS news broadcast, which was brought to you by Graham, Golf 4 Juliet Bravo Delta in Mepershall, Bedfordshire. The news was compiled by the Radio Society of Great Britain, who represent amateur radio and radio amateurs in the UK and abroad. If you have a news item to share, please email it to us as far in advance as possible so that we can include it for you free of charge in the GB2RS news broadcasts, Radcom magazine and the RSGB website. Send your details to the editorial team. Their email address is radcom@rsgb.org.uk. And if your news items are time sensitive, then please be sure to send them to us by 10 a.m. on the Thursday before our news broadcasts. The RSGB will retain copyright over all material transmitted. You can find information about amateur radio on our website, which is rsgb.org. And you can also download the full schedule of GB2RS broadcasts from rsgb.org/GB2RS schedule. We wish you 7-3 from the GB2RS news team. We hope you have a lovely Sunday and a great week ahead, and I'll be back again next week. Hello, this is Graham, Golf 4 Juliet Bravo Delta in Mepershall, Bedfordshire, now listening for any calls.